even as I make my way northbound, there continues to be lots of fallen trees across the trail. Still not much to see on this section. A lot of the same. So I'm just trucking through. See you further on down the trail. All right, Virginia 611. Not a lot here, a little pull off, but it's just a gravel road. I'm about not far from a spring, which I do need to get some water because I'm thirsty. I have been the only person on trail today. I have not seen anybody. Just past Virginia 611, and I saw that from a distance. Looks like flowers that you would put on a gravesite. All right, Joanne, just keep walking. Just keep walking. No, in all reality, I don't really scare easily on the trail, but you know, I do take measures to be safe. And yeah, I'm not going to say anything beyond that, because if any other future section or through hikers are watching this, I don't want to fearmonger or anything like that. You know, just listen to the locals, and you know, usually if there's some kind of creepy person alert, everybody up and down the trail knows about it, and so do the hiker hostels. So, you know, that's all I can say about that. Other than that, hike on and enjoy yourself. You know, truly, statistically, you're safer on the AT than you are, you know, walking down your own street or road. So, but you definitely, you know, just check in with the hiking community and make sure that there are no reports of anything strange on the section that you're hiking in. So, all right, see you further on up the trail. Okay, so, you know, I have been enjoying all these sunny and blue sky days, but this is the spring that I was going to get some water from, and it is dry as a bone. So, yeah, we definitely need some rain. I'm not completely dehydrated or anything, but I am thirsty. Yeah, completely dry. I'm going to put that on the Far Out app so other hikers know. See if there's some water down at this spring. picnic table. There's my friend No Rush, Alabama. Monarch stopping in for the night. Snappy and CB stop for lunch. Just out of curiosity, I want to check out this privy. Yeah, right there. Human dirty. Not bad. I've seen worse. If you were out here by yourself, you could leave it open and there's your view. Alright, this is the Jenny Knob shelter. I will see you further on up the trail. Plenty of water now. So we had a little shower and rain shower, and the sun broke out. But I will have to say that I noticed that I walk a lot faster on wet leaves versus the dry, crunchy leaves, because I feel like, man, there was a pretty substantial depth of a layer of dry leaves before it rained, and you know, they were all nice and fluffy, and I wouldn't say fluffy, but you really couldn't see the roots below the leaves, so felt like I was walking a lot slower just watching my footing. But now with the rain and the leaves flattened down a little bit, I can see all those roots and rocks. So definitely feel like I'm picking up my pace a little bit, and it does feel good that I got some water. Sun peeking through again. I've really lucked out with having some beautiful days these first 2 weeks. Go over here real quick. I want to see the view on this side. I can hear cows mooing in the distance. Boy, those clouds are pretty. All right, onward I go. I remember when I did the Georgia section a couple years ago with, you know, the intention of just doing Georgia, but I started, you know, early on in the season, and, you know, every day I was on the trail. It was during the hiker bubble, and, you know, there was 25, 30 people on the trail every day, and all the campsites and the shelters were full, and you know, I had a great time. I met a lot of people from all over the world, different walks of life, and you know, my daughter was with me the first half, and then my husband was with me that second half. But I say that because, you know, starting as a flip-flop through hiker kind of midway, well, not quite midway. Midway would be Harper's Ferry. So I started just past Damascus, and you know, I haven't seen a lot of people on trail. I've, you know, obviously met up with a lot of folks going southbound, and I know that there are a couple that are going northbound as well, because I've seen their names on, you know, trail registers and some of the shelters, but I feel like they're a week ahead of me. And but I have enjoyed, you know, the solitude these first 2 weeks on the trail. But I will tell you that, you know, I'm looking forward to hiking with some people, and I know that's going to happen the closer I get to Harper's Ferry, because typically that's where a lot of the flip-floppers start. So either, you know, they're heading northbound, as I am, or they're heading southbound. And then typically once you reach the southern or the northern terminus, you either go back to where you started, hike the opposite direction, opposite, or some people will go, like, say if once I reach Katahdin, go all the way down to Springer Mountain, Georgia, and then hike to my initial starting point. So there's different ways that people, quote unquote, flip-flop on the trail. So yeah, but you know, you have 365 days to complete each mile to be considered a thru hiker. So, you know, hike your own hike, do the traditional, go northbound, start at Katahdin, go southbound, or start somewhere in the middle and flip-flop. But, you know, whatever works for you. Anyways, you guys, thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. I appreciate you. And I'll see you further on down the trail. still haven't seen any wildlife. Just deer tracks and some either bobcat or coyote scat, and looks like I think it was a piece of fur from a doe, white fur. This is pretty through here. All the wild onions are popping up. Woo, I hope I'm not making y'all dizzy, because it's making me dizzy. This bridge is swaying. Beautiful. Hope there's snow flurries. They are coming down. It's just hard to see them on camera. Wow, that's a pretty view. Sorry, my nose has been running, y'all. It's a mix of allergies and man, this is beautiful. I gotta tell you, these climbs are kicking my tail today. I'm on top of Sugar Run Mountain, and it's been cold today. I just saw, probably about 3 miles back, my first person that I've seen in 4 days. Birdie, she's a and it's not the same Birdie from Bear Garden Hostel, it's a different Birdie from New York. She has hiked from Katahdin all the way to Virginia, and I was hopping on to do another long section, heading southbound, so I've got 3.5 more miles to go, and then I am going to get off the trail tonight. As much as I would love to hike in the snow, we're supposed to get 3 inches and freezing rain, and I'm all right with the snow. It's the freezing rain I'm not okay with. So I'm gonna hunker down in the travel trailer and then hop back on Monday. But yeah, I'm walking the ridge line of Sugar Run Mountain right now. See you further on up the trail.